In Scott Satterfield's third year behind the helm at Louisville, things couldn't be any more confusing. In his long time coaching at Appalachian State, the benchmarks for his team were consistency, and at Louisville he hasn't quite hit that mark. Compound that with the rumors that this offseason he was openly looking for other positions, and there are a lot of people who are really split on Satterfield's tenure. However, on the field where it matters, they might be getting in a little groove. This past Saturday, they took down a pretty good UCF team and looked to keep the ball rolling on the road against Florida State. Let's start with this play on offense because I think it's textbook Louisville. They start with the H-back out wide and motion them in. They always like to throw in some sort of window dressing motion just to make the defense think a little bit. In the backfield on non-passing downs, they're almost always going to be in some form of pistol package. That enables them to run to both sides of the ball without showing pre-snap where they're going to go. The core play that they like to base out of is this stretch play, which is basically just an outside zone. Louisville likes to run it with these linemen taking a lateral step to start out with to try to race the defender to the sideline. If the defense over pursues, it opens up these cutback lanes that allow the running back to get upfield quickly. This stretch play opens up several things for the Cardinals. Here you can see these linebackers over pursue expecting a stretch play, but the inside zone allows the cutback to happen on the backside of the play. They can do a couple of interesting things off this inside zone play. Here you see that same motion, but the tight end is going to settle on the line of scrimmage. This gives him an extra man and allows him to block down on this defensive end, who is the normal read on this play, and now they get to read this outside linebacker, which virtually eliminates the contained player for the defense on this play. This stretch play also opens up the play action rollout, which allows their quarterback Malik Cunningham to get where he feels the most comfortable, out in space. While he is a dangerous runner, I believe he's taken a lot of strides in his passing abilities. They're asking him to throw the ball downfield a little bit more often, but you can see that he's still a little bit slow with his reads. Notice on this play, he misses this flat read initially, but his legs are able to extend the play long enough to get the ball out to the open receiver. While he is an improved passer, his feet are still definitely his most defining characteristic, and you'll often see them scheme up opportunities for him to have designed quarterback runs. You'll especially see this in 3rd and longs where they'll spread out the field but then just run quarterback counter or quarterback draw to try to take advantage of the dropping linebackers. On 3rd and shorts, they like to go to this bunch formation and run mesh out of it. Mesh is an old air raid play with crossing receivers that set picks against defenders on man coverage or can settle in openings against zone coverage. Here the receiver settles but is a little bit too short. But ultimately, this offense is going to live or die on Cunningham's ability to throw the ball and move the ball successfully. They've lost a lot of the dynamic skill players that made them so explosive last year, and now they're having to rely more on Cunningham making these short throws. They like running this little slot out concept to kind of get him in a rhythm and get him going. But you'll still often see him struggle with accuracy issues on even easy throws. In Scott Satterfield's tenure, the offense has definitely been the strength of the team, so a lot of the weaknesses you might see in Louisville come from the defensive side of the ball. They like to play a 3-4, meaning 3 down linemen and 4 linebackers, but they're going to be very aggressive in trying to stop the run. Watch them immediately post-snap. At this mesh point, there are 8 people in the box, all devoted to trying to stop the running back before he can get going. They like the 1 gap out of their 3-4, which is a little abnormal but becoming more and more common in college football. 1 gapping means their defensive linemen shoot upfield as they're only responsible for a single gap. Having 4 linebackers also allows extra variability in your blitz packages. This little fold stunt by the weak side outside linebacker allows them to get a tackle for minimal gain. And you can see the same fold stunt get immediate pressure against the quarterback on a passing play. But if you catch him in a stunt, you can sometimes catch him off guard. This linebacker is vacating the B gap to try to wrap around, and it leaves a wide open hole to run through. This aggressive front 7 often puts extra stress on the secondary, and can leave them in a lot of one-on-one situations. If you're able to take advantage of this, it's a good way to move the ball quickly downfield against this defense. Unfortunately for Florida State, this hasn't been the strongest aspect of their game. However, I do like this RPO pop concept that gets an easy pass for the quarterback that Ole Miss went back to several times during their game. The quarterback's eyes immediately go to this inside linebacker, and he reads whether he's going to come up for the run or stay back and cover this little pop pass. Since he comes up, it gives Ole Miss an easy completion in the middle of the field. In the secondary, they like to play a lot of zone with a lot of 3 and 4 high shells, which basically just means that they're trying to play conservatively and hope that their front gets there in time. If they don't, large holes can open up downfield. This team is a really hard one to pin down. After their offseason, a lot of people seem pretty cold on the idea of Scott Satterfield as their head coach. And honestly, they didn't impress much against Ole Miss. But coming back and beating a solid UCF squad, this team might have a little bit of momentum going for it. So that makes this game really hard to predict. All I know is that no matter the outcome of this game, it has huge ramifications on the rest of this team's season and these coaches' careers. Thanks for sticking with me. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you join us on an instant reaction directly after the game, and then again on our film review on Tuesdays afterwards. If you want to support the channel, go down to the link in the description where there's a Patreon and a gear link if you want to help us out. Thanks.